Today's topic is on news outlets on social media. So we'll be covering different news outlets and how to follow them on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, now called X. Just a little bit of an introduction. Social media feeds, they are full of information and opinions shared by ordinary people, advertisers, as well as posts from activist groups, politicians, and news media you follow or users follow or the platform recommends to you. So, taking the United States as an example, both Facebook and Twitter, the largest proportion of social media news users say they are most likely to pay attention to mainstream media and journalists. So you don't have to read the daily newspaper to stay informed. This has been possible because of the advancements in technology like the internet, social media platforms, and smartphones. You can stay informed and connected 24/7 by consuming news from social media platforms, like you probably already know. Now, news outlets are where people digest the news differently. It's not only read in newspapers, watched on television, or heard on the radio anymore. So, to stay connected with their audiences, these news outlets they post news updates on social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the list goes on. News websites and mainstream media keep you up to date with what's going on. But with a lot of fake news and media bias out there, you need to choose reputable, unbiased news sources. So, we're going to talk about how you will be able to pick those news sources. So, accessing the news through apps. So, there are many benefits to accessing your news through mobile phone apps. You can stay updated wherever you are. News stories, summaries, they keep you in the loop until you have time to get the full story. You can get notifications from your favorite sources, journalists, and topics. And you can get notifications to see stories as they are happening live. You can get access to many news sources, not just the physical paper you subscribe to. So these are some of the pages that you could get through mobile apps. Now let's look at what types of news apps exist in the market. There are different news apps to help keep you in the loop. For example, there are source specific apps like the New York Times app. And there are all source apps which give you all the top headlines from any source like Google News or Apple News. And then there are apps that summarize just a summary of the top news stories, for example, like the Skim. So you can also customize your news. One of the benefits of many news apps is their customizability. These new apps will offer you the option of customizing the types of news outlets you receive news from and the types of stories you see. There's also online exclusive content. So many stories that get published these days, they don't actually make it into the paper. The Washington Post, for example, publishes roughly 500 stories per day, and not all of those go on to the print edition. Second, so apps also offer more interactive features that you don't get from a physical newspaper. For example, the New York Times has multiple interactive features on their app, like their COVID tracker and the election and poll tracking pages. And then you also get all the different mediums in one place. For example, all news sources have diversified to include written, video, and audio content. And also, the app and the website are the best way to get access to the whole plethora of content offered by these outlets. Your favorite newspaper in app form. Whatever your favorite newspaper is, chances are that they have an app, right? So these are some of the icons that you will see as a representative newspapers on your app stores. So if you are already a subscriber to the physical paper, this probably comes with access to online content as well. So if you are not a subscriber, you can become one for online purposes only. You can also only subscribe to certain aspects of the paper and not the others. For example, you can be a subscriber to only the New York Times crossword or the New York Times cooking, or be an all access subscriber. So, the best apps for all sources. Now, if you prefer to get your news from a variety of sources, there are plenty of free and paid apps that give you large access. These apps are a great way to diversify your news sources, see a wider perspective, and cast a wider geographical net for your news. These apps can be handy if you are trying to get news and avoid the cost of having multiple subscriptions. Now, Google News is one of those examples. They give you a customized news briefing of the top 5 stories, which update throughout the day based on global news, local content, and your interests as well. The full coverage feature brings up other views and articles focused on the same topic, and they give you a broader view of the story. You can also subscribe to your favorite news sources with options for premium subscriptions to magazines, newspapers, and websites. And then Apple is preloaded on every Apple device, but it's not available on other platforms. Like Google News, it gives you access to headlines from a variety of news sources and magazines, and you can use it for headlines for free. Or you can subscribe to get access to a bunch of different sources all in one place. Inkle is available on all devices and offers a monthly subscription package that gives you access to content from the Washington Post, The Guardian, The Economist, and more other sources like that. Inkle also offers a prepaid subscription option which bills readers 10 cents for each article that you read, allowing you access to tons of different sources without making a big commitment. So Associated Press is also a similar application. It delivers news stories from the Associated Press's network of local, national, and global news writers, giving you a wide variety of coverage. AP writers and not affiliated with a particular paper, but write stories that get published across different news sources. This app also gives you to follow your favorite topics as well as your favorite affiliated news sources. So the best apps for news summaries. These next apps are good if you are not interested in reading full articles on your phone or tablet, but still want access to the latest headlines on the go. So some allow you to read brief summaries of the latest stories. Others allow you to save stories you want to come back to later. So the first one is The Skim. It's a digital media company dedicated to giving women the information they need to make confident decisions. They break down news, trends, policies, and politics that impact women so that they can navigate their daily lives and futures. The Skim creates daily, short, easily digestible summations. You can click through and get additional information on any summary you read. You can use the app, which updates throughout the day, or you can just subscribe to their email newsletter, which gives you a daily briefing of the news. Pocket. The whole idea behind Pocket is to find articles that you are interested in now and then save them so that you can read them later when you have time. Pocket integrates with the share buttons on other apps on your phone, email, and browsers and save it for later. You can save stuff from across devices and have them all in one place. Use notifications and how you can turn them on. Whether you are trying to get more or less news, adjusting your notification settings is very helpful. These settings can be changed to allow or disable you from receiving push notifications which pop up on your screen from news apps on your phone. So you can usually access the app specific notifications from this area as well and decide what kind of news you get notifications for. These screenshots are from an Apple device. So you basically go to settings. So the first screenshot is basically showing you how to go to settings. Then you click on notifications. You'll see a list of applications that you have installed on your phone. And you obviously will see the news app here. You click on that. Once you do that, you will see the notification settings for that app. So on the left, you will see NY Times notification settings. You click on that, and then you can switch on or off any of the specific notification options that are available for that particular app. So breaking news, top stories, morning briefings, and so on. So whatever you want, you can switch them on or you can keep them switched off. There are a few resources that you can explore at these two links. Thank you very much.